President Advocate Duma Boko emphasized the need to bring Africa together, find each other, open markets and trade among themselves, and raise the economy of the young and dynamic Africa. Participating in a high-level dialogue titled The Race to Connect, Investing in Africa's Digital Backbone at the ongoing US-Africa Business Summit, he said Botswana is striving to develop a digitalized strategy that will ensure that all its people, despite their locality, were connected to high-speed internet.
We want smart villages so that everybody is connected in the real sense. That's the first thing. So that requires us to invest in digital infrastructure. Digital infrastructure that is efficient, digital infrastructure that is spread out across the breadth and dimensions of the country. And infrastructure of the requisite quality. And we also must look at the evolving technology. And when we look at our data centers, which we are going to have to build, we now must look at hyperscale data centers so that there's energy efficiency, that these centers are robust, and that information is also secure, both information at rest and information in transit. So these are the critical considerations that we must have. We need to bring Africa closer, and when we do that, we then are able to raise Africa economically. We are able then to meaningfully transform the lives of the people of Africa.
Other panelists emphasized that Africa has an opportunity to do it right under a harmonized environment and serve with agility and urgency to achieve the global economic growth.
And so when you think about terrestrial, the backbone, you have fiber, which is the historical portion. Shared infrastructure is going to be the key to doing it. You have a lot of companies that are investing in a lot of their own different ways, and there's capital spent. So it's a real world problem. But if you start looking at, for example, some of them with the ministry we're working with, you see a lot of my partners here in the crowd that are looking at what investment did I make, how do we combine together, and how do we get accessibility to the people that need it.
Now the second thing is just government policies overall, and I'm glad President Boko touched on public-private partnerships. There's some things that government knows how to do really well, that government is best at doing. Government should do that. There's some things that private sector knows how to do really well, private sector should do that. But we all should be at the table working together to say, how can we make sure there's long-term infrastructure for the person in the rural area that as a business person, your return on investment may not be the number. But government wants everyone connected so you don't have all the folks in the rural areas running to the city. That's what government wants. Now, how do we make sure the private sector can make those investments?
We see that everybody has a vision in his own country. Everybody wants now they call it the digital economy thing. So everybody has one, but nobody has the one that is thinking about his neighborhood, is thinking about the continent, or thinking about how we're going to think as a group to connect to a different continent.
With over 2,000 leaders in attendance, the summit isn't just about business. It's about building a shared future as the foundation to prosperity and desired growth for Africa.